Welcome to another edition of Get to Know the Wayne State Football Program for the 2019 season. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by Scott Wooster. We're talking tight ends today.
Yes.
Obviously, it's great to see that we've got three guys returning. Nick Potterack, Stephen Glenn, Luke Ketterman. That's got to be good. And you've got a young man, Dayton Keller, coming in. So you've got literally four deep at a tight end spot, which we were talking about off camera, is pretty important in the Wayne State offense, not only blocking. I mean, sometimes, obviously, you got Steven Sharon kind of as a fullback, H-back, but,
Sure.
I mean, tight end is a very important spot in the Wayne State offense.
Absolutely, and it's been so difficult to recruit those guys lately because the evolution of spread offense has trickled down into high school, and a lot of high schools are playing spread football now. So you don't get a chance to evaluate true tight ends, and especially tight ends in a pro-style offense like we need. We need guys that are physical at the point of attack, can move a defensive end, but then have the hips and athleticism, block linebacker, safeties, and then obviously utilizing the throw game and the pass game. And it's just been very difficult. And now the guys you just mentioned, they fit that role, you know, and it's extremely exciting to have a group like that you don't have to have just a guy's just a Y or a guy's just an H. He's pigeonholed into one spot because of athleticism or size or whatever it is. These guys can do our offense. They can play our offense.
Well, you're talking about athleticism. Stephen Glenn in high school was what, a quarterback and a linebacker?
Quarterback, and I remember watching Stephen Glenn's tape, and he was a three-sport stud athlete at Lincoln Park. I remember watching his tape, and it's like Cam Newton. I mean, the guy is, you know, Tim Tebow running power read and throwing fades and just showing incredible athleticism at that size. And I immediately thought Jordan Reed, the guy that was at Florida, went to the Washington Redskins, and, you know, like, this guy could be that. And then, okay, fast forward a couple of years, time in the weight room, film study, and really getting the offense down and playbook down. And now, late in the year, we saw that from him against Grand Valley, against Northern. You know, late in the year, he did some tremendous things athletically. And I think just having the confidence physically, because he is a physically strong, tough kid, just getting that confidence in blocking. And I think he's really close to doing that.
Nick Potterack played last year as a redshirt freshman.
Yes.
Obviously, Luke Ketterman was kind of banged up, didn't see a lot of reps at tight end.
No.
Hopefully, will be a little more healthy this
Sure.
year. But Nick had to come and play some because of the lack. I mean, obviously, and then Preston Pelham, who was a senior, graduated.
But when he got hurt, that was a big deal. When Preston injured his foot, then Stephen Glenn and Nick Potterack were pressed in action because Luke was injured at the time too. So they got some very valuable reps. Stephen, but then Nick just enough to get that taste. And then his winter was incredible. And he comes out in spring ball, and it's like, okay, this is it. This
kind
is
of taking the next step or turning the corner.
Absolutely, and especially for a redshirt sophomore in our offense and what we ask our tight ends to do. So we couldn't be happier with his progress, with his commitment in our process, and where he's at. And now we're just looking, hey, that starts day one in camp, and you don't look back now. And I think Nick's in that mold. I mean, he's roommates with Lane Potter, who we talked about the other a bit ago in the offensive line preview, and they're cut from that same mold. Tough. Nick is tough, physical, but he's athletic, but he loves contact, and he's a football player. So extremely excited about getting him back in camp and seeing what he's going to give us.
So obviously last year you literally had to go four deep because of Preston and Luke kind of, you know, at the end of the year. Now you've got three guys that hopefully you can rotate in and let Dayton kind of learn the ropes this year.
Right, because Luke didn't he just long snapped, and he didn't play much tight end for us last year, but he's played a lot of tight end for us. The year previous to that was him and Preston, and really every time I thought he was getting really close to turn that corner and just the game would slow down for him, you know, maybe there was a little injury or, you know, there'd be a setback, but, you know, now coming into this season and a senior year, I think, yeah, it's his time too. And he's that big physical Y that we look for, that can set the edge and block and be physical. But again, really soft hands, and he made some big plays at Michigan Tech a couple years ago, if you remember. And so he's that type of guy. And like I said, all three of these guys are our type of tight ends. And I think Luke has been really close, and I just can't wait to see him in camp to say, okay, it's go time. He's ready now. Yeah.
Sounds good. And then obviously
Dayton. Yeah, Dayton. I think he's a 3-time state champ out of Lumen Christi. Again, a winner, knows how to win football games, and it isn't going to accept, and it's going to be isn't going to accept not winning football games. So you like to have those guys in the locker room. You like to have those guys in the weight room and in a program. And but he's a guy that when he was still available and recruiting, it's like, oh man, here we go. This is it, because athletically, he checks all the boxes, but he's big. I mean, he is a big physical guy. So I can't wait to get him into camp and just see, like you said, I mean, love to redshirt him,
Right.
but I mean, he's
you-
a big physical specimen.
You think about it, you've got three guys, and in our offense, two tight ends are going to be playing quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Or rotating in and stuff, so you need three healthy ones.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
hopefully,
Yeah.
the other guys stay healthy and continue to.
For sure. But
go up a notch.
I just can't wait to see him in camp and just really see what we got in Dayton Keller, because I think he's going to be a special one for us. And like I said, we get to redshirt him and get him down the road. He could be everything that we wanted, because he's got that big physical size. So, again, another group that we're really excited about. Guys that have played, guys that have been on the field and played, and then guys that off seasons have been incredible, culture-wise have been incredible. School, they've done great.
Taking care of business
Exactly. Luke's got a great internship down in Toledo, I think, with Anderson's, and Nick was working. I think he wants to go into some type of engineering, and Stephen Glenn is. I think he was a 4-point last semester, and he's been right in that 3.753. So, again, great academic guys, great off-the-field guys, and great football players.
Sounds great. Thanks again for watching this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State Football Program.